Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, so it's time for us to do our Mopar Monday, and today we are going to crack open three 1969 Plymouth Roadrunners with the A12 package, which was the 440 six-pack high-output engine, and they had the lift-off glass hood. Plymouth had the Roadrunner, and Dodge had the Super Bee with the same A12 package. And we're also going to take a look at this Roadrunner right in front of us. This is a 1970, and in 70, they called it the E87 option, and that was used across the board for everything that you could get a 446 pack in. Cudas, Roadrunners, Chargers, whatever. They used that E87. So that's what this guy has here, is the E87. As you can see on the hood, it says 440 plus 6. It has a bulge hood. It should have had an air grabber on it, but I don't know, maybe some of them did have bulge hoods, the 446 pack, but I would have assumed they would have all been air grabbers. Maybe this is supposed to be an air grabber and they just didn't put it there. So I don't know. But anyways, it is a very cool car, one that I've been hunting for a very long time for a decent price, like for 10 or 15 bucks, and I finally found one. I think I paid 12 bucks for it plus shipping, but it was opened out of the package, but it came from a adult collector like myself, and it had always been in a display case. So I was happy to get this one. I'm going to order the black one here pretty soon. It's fairly cheap. You can still find them for 10 bucks or less. I think that was the last 446 pack Roadrunner, 70 Roadrunner that they released in the Barrett Jackson series. I think it was last year or the year before. But yeah, it's a very cool looking car. Love the body lines on the 70. It's a little bit squarer and sharper than, say, the 68 and 69. Good looking car. I love the quarter panel scoop. That's one thing cool about it, I think. But anyways, yeah, this is one that I wanted to show you guys. I couldn't remember if I showed it to you already in another video. I may have thrown it in there in another one. If I did, sorry that I'm redoing it so soon, because I just got that car like 2 weeks ago. Now, the guys we got today, we're going to be taking out of the package. They're already cut open on the backside, as I usually do. And we will start with another orange Roadrunner. That is this guy here, the 1969 and a half. That's another thing that the other packages fail to state, and that's what they were called. The same thing with the Super Bee 69 and a half, because that option package, I think, came up after the 69 year started. So that's why it was 69 and a half. But yeah, this isn't a Go Mango Orange, which is a lighter orange. I guess it's kind of like vitamin C orange. It's not as reddish as what the Hemi Orange is. Hemi Orange is my favorite one, which is this guy here. But Plymouth, it was called Tor Red. Dodge called it Hemi Orange. So this would have been called Tor Red, since it's on the Plymouth. But yeah, this was a Plymouth and 69, and it was called Go Mango, and Dodge must have been Vitamin C, I guess. So anyways, it comes with a collector card. As I said, states the right year, with the half on it, and then it just states mid-year 1969, the 440 engine was equipped with a trio of two-barrel carburetors, giving the power plant a significant edge. The wheels are simple black steel wheels with chrome lug nuts and fiberglass lift-off hood, and for hood pins, and a large functional hood scoop with with red stickers on each side saying 446 barrel. The 1969 Roadrunner was named Motor Trend's Car of the Year. That's pretty cool to know. And it did 0 to 60 in 5.16 seconds. It came out in this GL muscle lineup of Series 15, and it's in Go Mango, and the year this one was released is 2016, so it's copyrighted as 2016. It's probably a 2017 release. That's how most of them do. They prepare like the year before, or sometimes if it's late in the year, they have the same year on it. So this guy is really nice. It had a little flaw in the paint above the door handle. There's a little scratch there. But I didn't mind because it was still carded. I got it here and I took an orange Sharpie and touched it up a little bit. It's not that noticeable. A little bit, but not too bad. But yeah, these cars are awesome. I'm glad to have this one. M2 makes some nice ones, but they base theirs all on the post Roadrunner, which there were no A12 post cars that I'm aware of. So yeah, that's the bad thing about the M2s, but the M2s did have it right at the very first releases with the hood on the four little pedestals, I guess I would call them, and the hood was set on top of those pedestals, props, whatever you want to call them. Now this one they hinged, which is wrong. It should have been a lift off, but I guess they wanted to keep it safe for younger people if they wanted to buy it, so there was no choking hazard involved. I don't know why the reasoning is why they didn't have it lift off. But it's still a very cool car, especially if you have it just parked in your collection without the hood opened. That's the way all of mine stay, because then it looks like the real deal. The steel rims look really good. The red line tires. They did not detail the lugs of silver, but that's okay. It's no big deal. And all the window trim and everything's done. Your Roadrunner badge on the door, right under the vent window. Marker lights are detailed. Nice detail on the grille and the rear tail lights. Yeah, this is like the plain Jane Roadrunner, like a base Roadrunner. Kind of like a Copo car, if you're familiar with GM's stuff, like a central office production order thing, where you would get a 6-cylinder Camaro with a 427 4-speed 12-bolt rear-end drivetrain. So, and it would be in that base Camaro with like a heater delete and whatever, like the radio deletes and stuff like that. And I'm sure that's how most A12s came, was with a lot of options deleted for weight reduction. So moving along to my favorite of all of them, and I don't think it's the first release of it. I think, yeah, the green one's going to be the first release, but this is an older one. It's from 2010, and this is from the Mecum Muscle Cars and More. And I'll read this before we flip it over and look at the car. The 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner. Hot rodding at its finest, the 446-barrel Roadrunner is prepared to clean the street with the heavy-duty 4-speed manual shared by the Hemi. With 34,034 original miles on the odometer, standard bench seating, floor-mounted shifter, and new for 1969 floor carpeting, this automobile is pure straight-line muscle machinery, carrying the basic essentials for classic dragster tradition. Sold at Mecum's in 2008 Spring Classic Auction for $146,000, which now was probably a gift. These cars probably go for $500,000. Now, I'm not sure, that may be a little bit high, but this is, what, 17 years ago? So, yeah, I would say they're bringing a lot more than that nowadays, especially this one. This thing's just beautiful in black. I love it. It took me a while to hunt this down for 20 bucks. I finally found one for 20. Most of the time when this car comes up, people want like 30 or 40 for it, which I wasn't ready to pay, but 20, I was happy to pay that to get this car. Now let's go ahead and get him out of the package and take a look at him. I had the Green Machine version of it in the Philippines, and well, when I came home, you guys know I got out of the collecting and then got back in once I returned the second time from the Philippines. But yeah, I had the Green Machine of this one. I sold it because I didn't really like it, because I hated the green wheels on it. I wish I would have kept it and I could have just wheel swapped it, but I'm happy just to have the regular version of it now with this gloss black paint job. And you can see the matte black hood to represent fiberglass, the hood pins with the cables holding the pins. Very cool. And the red line tires, once again, on this one. And, come on, focus. Oh, this stupid camera. Yeah, I don't know why it's in there today. There we go. So as you can see, the detail on the back of the deck lid. This one has some trim on it, unlike the orange one. The orange one didn't have any trim on the tail, I would say tail panel, but it's actually the back of the deck lid. Just, you have a lock and that's it. This one has a Roadrunner badge and some trim around it. So anyways, and then the front end is nicely detailed, and once again, the hood does open, but not lift off. Oh, come on. And you can see the 440 six-pack engine, and this is really nicely done. This is one that Greenlight nailed with the correct size of the engine. They've done some, like their Chargers, where they're way too small, but the B-body Plymouth, they did a really nice job on them. That's correct. And the way the inner fenders and everything are designed, it looks really, really good. And these hoods almost feel plastic, but I don't think they are. I think they're metal, but they just, maybe it's because of that matte finish paint. But yeah, very, very cool looking car. Now, we're kind of going backwards because we started with the last release, now the second release, now we're going back to the first release. That is one from Muscle Car Garage, stock and custom, or street and strip, I'm sorry. They did have stock and custom too, but this is street and strip. So this is the one in green, and it's also a nice looking car. This one has a lower stance than the other two. If you could see how these ones set up, kinda, I like the stance on these two a little better than this one, but this one always set lower. I don't know why. I don't know if they changed something in the chassis design after they made this green one and it jacked it up a little bit higher in the back and front end, but I like the stance on these two. So on the back side of this, it doesn't give us any kind of story. It just shows us what was in this lineup of Series 9 of the MCG Muscle Car Garage. And you had your 69 Plymouth Roadrunner in green. And they don't list what the strip one had. I'm not sure what the strip one looks like. I have to look that up later. So let's go ahead and get him out of the package and take a look at him. Alrighty guys, here it is. So nice medium green metallic. Not sure what this would have been called. But it's not your high impact greens for sure. Well, in 69, I don't even think they use that term high impact colors. I think they didn't start saying that until 70. But as you can see, it just sets a lot lower than these other ones. So, I mean, it looks good. It's just like the other ones have like super stock springs in it, and this one doesn't. It's something is different between the two. But as I said, if you look at the bases, they look the same. It's just the way that they mount. I don't know if something happened like during production that the body has longer not pedestals, I don't know what to call them, but the areas where they put the rivets, the bosses, whatever you want to call them, are a little bit longer, and it jacked the car up a little bit. That's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, there really isn't much of a difference because this chassis sets flush just like this one does, and there's a little overhang of the quarter over the chassis there, same as this one. But for some reason, maybe they changed where they drilled the axle holes. That's got to be it. Where they put the axle hole, they must have changed it to make it set a little higher. Maybe after they released these first ones, they didn't like it. They wanted it to set a little higher, so they redid the holes for the axles. That's got to be the thing, because everything else looks the same. So guys, that's it for our Mopar Monday. I hope you enjoyed it. You get a little bit of older diecast unboxing, a little bit of history on some Mopars. We'll be back again midweek with something. I'm not sure what we're going to have, but as you've seen last week, I didn't know what we were going to have, and we did a video almost every single day last week. So not sure what we have in store this week. We kind of just do it spontaneously. So I appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up because it will help us move up in the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Thanks for watching, guys.